Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoded, the place where we try to figure out if companies are really as shiny as they look on paper. Get ready because today we are diving into NAPCO Security Technologies Inc. filing. And trust me, there are some interesting votes being cast here that you won't want to miss. So what is the big story today? Well, NAPCO held its annual meeting and we're going to break down exactly what the shareholders decided on the company's leadership and who they're trusting to audit their books for the upcoming year. It is all about accountability and who gets the final say. This is what is called a Form 8. Think of it as a company's way of telling the world about big important stuff that is happening right now. It is not a regular update like a quarterly report. It is for those special announcements. And for NAPCO Security Technologies Inc., the big news today revolves around their annual meeting and the decisions made there. This report is dated the 8th of December 2025 and it covers events that happened on or around that date, making it very current. This is our company NAPCO Security Technologies Incorporated. They are listed on the NASDAQ and their ticker symbol, which is what you'd use to find their stock, is NSSC. Their main stock, the common stock, trades on the NASDAQ stock market under the ticker NSSC. This is where investors buy and sell shares of the company. Now, a quick note here, NAPCO is not an emerging growth company. This basically means they are a more established player in the market and have to follow all the standard financial reporting rules without any special leeway. And here is the juicy part of this filing. This section details what happened at their annual shareholder meeting. It is where the people who own a piece of the company get to vote on important matters. The first big thing they voted on was the election of directors. These are the folks who make the big decisions for the company. Think of them as the captains of the ship. Shareholders are essentially deciding if they trust the current leadership to steer the company forward. Let's look at Richard L. Soloway. He received a massive 25,258,767 votes in favor. That is a really strong showing. There were over 3 million broker non-votes, which means some brokers didn't vote their shares on this proposal. But overall, this is a clear endorsement. Kevin S. Buchel also got a strong vote of confidence with just over 24 million votes for. He also had the same 3 million plus broken non-votes. Good to see leadership getting that broad support. Now, David Patterson's vote is a bit more mixed. He got over 20 million votes for his election. However, there were also a significant number of votes withheld, over 6 million. This suggests that while a majority supports his position, a notable portion of shareholders had some reservations. It is not a bad result by any means, but it is worth noting the division. Next up is Proposal 2. This is about who will be checking the company's financial books for the upcoming fiscal year 2026. They are voting to approve Deloitte and Touch LLP as their independent registered public accountants. This is a pretty standard procedure to ensure they have a reliable external auditor. And wow, look at these numbers. Over 30 million votes were in favor of keeping Deloitte and Touch. There were only 11,000 abstains, which is a tiny fraction of the total votes. This is overwhelming approval for their auditor. It means shareholders have trust in Deloitte and Touch's ability to provide an unbiased look at the company's finances. And finally, we have the signature part of the report. This is where the company officially signs off on the filing. In this case, it is signed by Kevin S. Buchel, the President and Chief Operating Officer. This confirms that the information provided in this document is accurate and complete to the best of their knowledge. So what does all this mean for NAPCO Security Technologies Inc.? Well, the shareholders have spoken. They've overwhelmingly re-elected key members of their leadership team and shown strong confidence in the board's direction. The election results for the directors are very positive, with a clear majority supporting the leadership. The vote for Deloitte and Touch as auditors is also a strong sign of confidence in the company's financial transparency. While David Patterson's vote had some withheld votes, it is not a red flag, but something to keep an eye on as performance metrics unfold. Looking at the bigger picture, NAPCO Security Technologies is in the business of security solutions from alarm systems to access control. In a world that is constantly thinking about safety and security, companies like NAPCO are positioned to benefit. The market for security products is generally stable and can even grow as new technologies emerge and threats evolve. The strong shareholder support in this filing suggests that investors are comfortable with the current management and their strategy. It implies a stable path forward for the company without any immediate major shakeups expected at the board level. However, it is always important to remember that even well-established companies face risks. Competition in the security sector is fierce, with both big players and innovative startups vying for market share. NAPCO needs to continuously innovate and adapt to new technologies like the Internet of Things and advanced surveillance systems to stay ahead. Also, changes in consumer spending or economic downturns could impact sales of security systems. The sustained need for security provides a solid foundation, but growth will depend on their ability to capture new markets and offer cutting-edge solutions. The lack of any significant negative votes on director elections is reassuring and points to a steady hand at the helm. Alright, that is our breakdown of NAPCO Security Technologies Inc. Its latest filing, what is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think NAPCO is well positioned to capitalize on security trends? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, see you next time.